Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Live Thursday Q&A, King of Chaos, Logan Black here. The boss man, Joey B. He is currently sharing this as we move our way to the BQE here in beautiful, illustrious, scenic Brooklyn, New York. If you're watching, feel free to share as well. Also, feel free, excuse my English, to like this, ask questions, leave comments.
Yeah, we like to participate.
Yes, we love participation with everybody. It has been 10,000 years. It has not, Scotty. We were here last week. You weren't here, motherfucker. And that's fighting words on my block. I'm fucking with you. How you doing, buddy? King of Chaos. No, that's no gimmicks needed, Steve Samurai. Plug. What a jackass. Real jackass that plug is. I'm glad you guys could join us today. So, last week we had talked a bit about best and worst in Warriors history. We're going to kind of touch on that and kind of work within that today. Hey, Chris Lazaro. What's going on, buddy? Haha, so funny. If you guys had caught us about 5 minutes early, you'd have heard Joe and me singing Crash Test Dummies. I don't know how many of you know who the Crash Test Dummies are.
I think they had one hit. That's a one
they
hit.
Did have. They
I
did
don't know
have.
if it's a hit, but
they were a one-hit wonder, but you should check out that one hit because that was an iconic song from the '90s. They're playing a town fair near you. Yeah, Chris Lazaro, so funny. I agree. That song was fucking hilarious.
Remember we tried to get Kid Joe to play the Warriors Warehouse?
Yes. So I don't know how many of you know this, but the Warriors Warehouse, way back in the day, we used to not only, house wrestling shows and training and stuff there, but we'd also host like hardcore punk shows. And raves. And there was one point where Joe, I guess because Joe is 100 years old and remembers the 80s like they're yesterday.
Kid Joe was the 90s, my friend.
Close enough. 1990. Ugly Kid Joe, a band, and what's going on, Anthony Tarantino? Ugly Kid Joe was a band that had one hit in 1991, apparently. And Joe was like, "Oh, we can get them to play at the Warehouse because they were open to playing gigs if you brought them in." And Joe was convinced we were going to draw on Staten Island with Ugly Kid Joe. I don't know. That's logic for you. But anyway, enough with the shitty 90s music. I'm sure we'll touch back on that. Joe, why don't you throw a suggestion out there for a best or worst in Warriors wrestling history?
What did we do last week? The best heavyweights?
Best heavyweight, best yeah, best and worst of all those things.
What's the best females? I don't mean just obviously, if you ask me who's the best female we have, I'm going to be very biased to our champion, Nikki.
Well, I think Nikki's the best female we've ever had.
Right.
On a show.
But I don't want to just talk wrestling. Let's talk outside of
I do want to talk about wrestling.
Fine, but talk about the managers, the valets that we've had. The best and worst. We've had a few.
Okay, start us in.
Well, we had that worthless Foxy who was absolutely fucking worthless.
The focus on Joe as he says this. She just feed off of his energy.
I don't give a shit.
I'm saying feeding off your energy.
She was worthless.
Well, I mean,
worse. She wanted us to make a highlight video for her.
I'm just saying worthless for you. There's plenty of other dudes out there who argue differently.
Highlander, like Whipwreck. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, I can't stand you.
Woof. Yeah. So, yeah, I would definitely say that was one of those, but I wouldn't say she was the worst.
Okay, who was?
Oh, half of it.
Oh, half of it.
We're terrible people. I'm sorry, everybody. All Happy Face was a girl. She was one of Joey B's signages, one of the multiple Gina Nicoles. There's about 45 Gina Nicoles. She was Gina Nicole number 40. And I remember again talking. What's going on, Brian? And again, I hate telling this story because I feel like it's not a very nice thing to say about a girl because she wasn't a bad girl. Just kind of, clueless, and we were all clueless at the time, so I can't even talk badly. But she had, I wouldn't say it was a deformity. Anthony Spyro was pretty bad. She serves her purpose. I think.
But I'll tell you
I
something.
think so. Spyro could never be on the worst list simply because of the spear she took from Karloff.
I was going to say that she wasn't.
That was such a highlight.
She wasn't good. But she wasn't afraid to take moves either.
Right, her getting launched out of the ring to all of us. But no, I'll say so. That Gina Nicole, it wasn't a facial deformity, but like she was just like her face was built in such a way that she was kind of slack jawed or whatever.
Come on.
So I remember again, this is early on. We're putting the shows together, and, you know,
First year.
old Kaplan, you know, the genius booker, was like, oh, we're going to use this girl as a Gina Nicole. I go, that's terrible. He goes, oh, why is that? I go, well, she's not the most attractive girl. And if these guys are going to abuse somebody, this crowd, because they're Jersey, and Jersey is full of trash, Jersey is going to fucking cheer like a not attractive girl getting slapped around because it's, you know, wrestling fans can be savages. And Kaplan goes, no, it's great. She looks like they beat her up. Her face is all messed up already. It's like, ugh, this is terrible. I would have worked with Vince if AJ Styles never pissed me off. Okay, Nick Austin Williams. I don't know, but apparently he would work with Vince if AJ Styles never pissed him off.
Okay. Anyway.
I don't know how that works.
Right. Anyway.
Yeah,
but, I agree. I have to agree with
so
you. She was
you.
probably one of the worst.
Yeah.
Well, we had the two other Gina Nicoles. We had...
We did.
What was the managers did we have?
The bitchy Gina Nicole, I think, was good for what she was, even though she wasn't just that good in general, but she was good for what she was.
Which one was this?
This was the one that you had dated.
Puerto Rico one.
Yes. The other Gina Nicole, I think, was more of the traditional female, like, attractive female manager that you want to have sympathy for, but she's a fucking see you next Tuesday.
Who else do we have?
Not as a person, of course, as a character. She was always a sweetheart.
What other girls did we have?
Let's see. There was... Wow.
Oh, Diamond D.
Yeah, Erica.
She was there for a while.
She was, she eventually became alright. I think when she started out, everybody hated her and Joey Ace.
I still hate Joey Ace.
I like Joey Ace. He's a clueless putz, but I love Joey Ace.
Very clueless.
He's a very good guy and a very talented guy. I can't take that away from him.
He's the Puerto Rican Fonz.
Wrestling fans are confirmed jerks. Thank you, Christopher. But yeah. So that was, I mean, yeah, I think Diamond D kind of found her way into, like, really finding her role and getting a lot better with it. And towards the end was really picking up steam until Sunny showed up and fucking... Yeah, he hit her. She hit her, right?
Punch right there.
And yeah, I think that was the last time we ever saw her.
I think that was the only time Sonny's ever done anything offensive.
Real quick, if we lose service here with you guys, we're going through that one dark space. We will be back. We're not going anywhere, so stay with us. Yeah, Sonny slapped her, I think, for no real reason.
I think there was some heat or something.
It was Sonny being Sonny. I mean, Sonny is Sonny. I don't know. She's never done anything wrong to me, but, like, let's be real here. She was not happy about something, and I know
so all happy face is worse than Foxy.
100%.
Okay.
Because I want to find the right way to justify it without sounding like a fucking sexist pig, which anyone who knows me knows that I'm not. But, like, Foxy was at least able to play her role well.
But she didn't want to listen to the direction. She wanted to do what she wanted to do.
Right.
So that to me doesn't make her the best. That makes her
I never said she was the best. She's the number 2. Number 1 is definitely all happy face. Nick Austin Williams. Let's get this, Joe. Yeah, because I went down to meet him, and I did my character for him. And he started being pissy to me for no fucking reason. And you're right, they're fucking jerks. So, Nick, tell us more of your story. Because honestly, I'm super interested in this. You went and gave showed Vince your character or showed AJ Styles your character. Which one of those and which one was pissy to you? Honestly, I'd love to hear way more about this.
What color are the clouds in your world?
What happened? Dude, we'd love to hear more about this.
Sure, that's great. LSD is a wonderful drug.
It certainly is. You would know more than I would.
Anyway. All right, what else we got besides the girls? Go ahead.
So honestly, without a doubt, to me, best one we've ever had, including women from, like, Impact Wrestling or elsewhere, 100% still Nikki Adams.
Agree.
I will always talk up how wonderful I believe Nikki Adams is. Supremely underrated. Supremely underrated. What else, Joe? Give us some
I gave you
subjects.
a copy. Go ahead with yours.
I gave everything last week, you jerk.
Something brewing that you
real jerk. There's no brewing. You know what? I got one for you. And this is only one that Joe and I will actually be able to fucking discuss. Everyone in here is not going to have a clue, but it's going to pop us, so that might be entertaining for some of you. The best mascot Warriors has ever had.
best mascot.
The best mascot. What do we mean by mascot? Anybody who runs a wrestling company or owns a wrestling school. Or
I know
has,
Red Young was like a
hold
mascot.
on, you jerk. Can I explain this? Anybody who has anything to do with that recognize that there are sometimes people who hang around the wrestling business. They're not wrestlers. They're not really involved in anything. They just kind of hang around and they're mascots. They're kind of wacky people who kind of just exist and they're there and they're fun. And Warriors has had quite a few.
CJ?
Well, CJ's certainly not a mascot because he's way better. Like he's...
Red Young was a mascot of Gleason's.
Red Young was the mascot of Gleason's. What's going on, James McGrady? How you doing? Oh my God, as I'm talking about mascots, guess who joins in?
I can't see your phone. Who?
Surf! Surf is here. Surf, you're about to come up in conversation, brother.
Did you come out of the trash?
Surf was
I
a
wasn't
character.
even thinking about Surf. You know what I was thinking about?
Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
No. I wasn't thinking of that person, period.
Oh, who are you thinking?
Who do you think?
I don't know.
Kenny the fucking Mason.
Yeah, I think Kenny the Mason might be the best or worst, depending on...
Because Kenny the Mason just done stupid things, like besides getting arrested for rape and all the stuff on the radio show, getting arrested on the air and going crazy and choking people out at the fucking the hardcore shows at the warehouse, like you mentioned before. Driving back to the warehouse with the ring truck, this guy's flying down the street. I must have had that Judas Priest on fucking over and over again. This, and, you know, sort of put the sound on quiet at 1 o'clock in the morning. He's fucking flying through the garbage dump with. And just all the other stupid shit. The stuff with Big Ange over at the Drunken Monkey.
Drunken Monkey.
We were on the radio show, we called her up and she ended up throwing him out the door.
That was all. I think so. That's why, Nick, I'll get to you in a moment.
Again with this guy?
He's given us his... I asked for his story. I want his story. Anyway.
We're going to do the mascot.
So, no, well, Frankie Love. I wish he was a dead mascot.
Happy birthday, Frankie. I hope it's your last.
Can't say it any more clearly.
What about Tom?
Tom is another one.
Tom.
But Tom wasn't around for super long. Kenny the Mason has been around for quite...
Still around?
He's still around. I don't know how.
He's still around.
I broke out of prison. No, Kenny the Mason. So here's the thing. Joe mentioned all these things with Kenny the Mason that were all true, but all Kenny the Mason stories of us kind of bringing more out of him. Kenny would do weird ass things. Like he showed up to the warehouse via a limo in a suit because he was headed to a freestyle concert. If you guys are not familiar with freestyle music.
Commotion started there, too.
Yeah, of course, because he was stalking
Can I
a
tell
woman.
that story real quick? So he went to go see the woman, and the woman used to be my girlfriend Tony's boss. That's how I met Tony. And,
That's the greatest story of all time.
well, we don't have enough time, I don't think, for that one. But, so it was in Red Bank. He took the limo out there, and I guess Lorraine was her name. We used to call her Watermouth because her teeth looked like concrete. Was there with one of her female friends. She was sitting in the audience listening to the music, whatever the fucking music was going on. And Kenny shows up in that limousine. So he shows up, he's in the crowd, hooting and hollering, causing a commotion where they had to stop the show and tell this guy, please stop. He's fucking disrupting everything. He ended up pulling either Lorraine or the friend in the bathroom and started like getting handsy with her.
Remember when he punched a hole in our
bathroom upstairs?
In our bathroom wall. So Kenny,
He come out with fucking sheetrock all over his head. I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
he didn't do. He blamed it on her. He said his girl, was the girl he was stalking,
The girl he raped.
punched a hole in our bathroom wall. Now again, she's a woman. Kenny was on every fucking barbiturate in the book. Made more sense it would be him. Came down with fucking sheetrock on his hands. It wasn't him.
I didn't do it.
It wasn't me.
That's like the time when he was drunk. I think he was hanging out with me and Banks at Legends. He was really drunk.
I can
He got
imagine.
in the car, and I think it was that Camaro, the same one with the Judas Priest thing. He's flying down Victory Boulevard or Forest Avenue. I want to say, well, either one. And he, I guess, falls asleep or just loses control of the car, and he starts sideswiping all the parked cars.
boom.
And he hits one, I guess, really hard where he fucking, his car breaks down in the middle of the street. He passes out. Of course, the cops come, and they wake him up. You know what he says? No, I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Well, the keys were in the ignition, so they couldn't convict.
They weren't in the ignition. He pulled them out.
Yeah, right. But also that news story, it made, like it's a local Staten Island newspaper, and we took the article and hung it up at the old warehouse because we're awful people. So, this is Nick Austin Williams' story.
Oh.
AJ was pissy, and he said to me, yeah, that was good. And he said, yeah, I